Good. Okay, so let's make a start. We're going to look at reading part A, short answer questions. So last time we looked at, the matching questions. And we're going to look at the same texts. Hopefully you still have them. I didn't post them in the Facebook group because there's always people who don't go to the Facebook group and don't bother to download them. So I thought I wouldn't do that today. But I'll give you the opportunity to take pictures if you want to. And then listening, we're going to look at how to use the preparation time well, okay? Because that's very, very key to finding the correct answers, okay? Okay, so let's just do a recap of what we did in the last class. Okay, so these were the headings of the texts from from part A, okay? Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm just giving you the headings here only. I want you to refresh your memories as to what it was about. Who was not here last time? Were you all here last week?
I was absent.
Oh, Rahele, we'll have to punish you. No, that's fine. Yeah, so just a second. So perhaps you can tell me what, for those of you, who was here last time?
I was.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Anna?
Yeah, I was here.
Yes, you were here, so you're going to have to
There
tell
was
me.
someone else speaking.
I also attended the last class.
Yes, Salim, you attended as well. Okay, good. So I'd like everyone to read the headings. Just spend 30 seconds alone doing that. And then the people who were here can try to remember what kind of information was in each of the texts. And you're going to tell the other people. Okay? So just 30 seconds to look at those. Okay, 1 second. Okay, can you all see this again now?
Yes.
Right, okay. So who can tell us what the texts were about?
So it was about kids' nasogastric tube usage.
Mm-hmm. And what was the... carry on, sorry.
The problems associated with the nasogastric tube and 2 different types of tubes. And I think I remember it was who can put the tube in, and what else was it? And how many, after how long the tube should be changed and stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
There was one flow chart also explaining the like who is eligible to get the tube and stuff like that, I think.
Yes, exactly, and sort of steps.
Yes,
which
steps.
one was that? Do you remember? From here, can you tell which one that was?
Which chart that was, I think?
Yeah.
I think that was in C.
That was C, exactly. Very good. Okay. Can anyone, thank you, Anna. Can anyone add any information to that?
Yeah, it was also regarding the length of the tube.
Length of the tube, exactly.
Right. And as well as who is going to prescribe the food for that. I mean, the dietitian.
Yes.
Involved, yeah.
Yes.
And that was probably in D, I think.
I think it was. I think you're right. Absolutely. Well remembered. Okay. So hopefully the people who were not here, Rahele, you've got a bit of an idea of what the texts are about now. We did questions 1 to 7 last time, and questions 1 to 7 are always, they're matching questions, as you know, and they help to familiarize you with what is in each of the texts. And so then later on, it's easier to find the correct answers. Yeah? Okay. So, right. So we're going today we're going to look at short answer questions, which is the second lot of questions. There are three types of questions, so this is the second type. Okay, so if you do not have pictures already, if you don't have access to them, take a picture now and tell me when you're done. You got one, Rahele? You got a picture of that?
Yes, because I download from Facebook VIP.
Okay, from last week, exactly. Yes, and exactly, and other people should have them as well if they downloaded them last week.
Before class, I saw it and downloaded.
Excellent, great. Okay. So this is text B. If you guys want to take a picture, if you don't already have one. Okay, sorry, I've now put text B there, so you can see it's text B if you want to take another picture. Sorry about that.
It's not clear. It's not readable.
Well, are you on a small device or
No, it's the laptop. It's the
okay. Okay.
It's better. I'll try.
Right. So, yep. Take a picture. Okay. Have you got a picture of that one?
Yeah, I got the picture. Yeah.
Right. And this is the second part.
Okay. Just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone. Right. Nobody's speaking to me, so. Right. It should. I mean, for me, it's possible to take that. I just put my phone up here, and then I can enlarge it on my phone. No, you can't do that. Salim, it doesn't work for you like that. You can just enlarge it on your phone, or.
I will try.
Give it a try. It works really well for me.
Okay. Just wait. It's blur.
Well, do you have an iPhone 7?
No, I have Samsung.
Ah, that's why.
The technology.
Yeah, you've got to get an iPhone. Come on. Okay, right. I'm going to do this now. Can you take a picture quickly of that?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's the same because.
Right. Well, I don't know what to suggest. Yeah. Next time you need to go into the Facebook group and download the information. Everyone else is okay, yes? Are they?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm afraid, Salim, it's something to do with your computer or something. I don't know.
Well, today I was searching, but I didn't know that you are going to repeat the last class, so that's why I didn't. I was expecting something new for today's class, so that's why I was just searching, searching, so I didn't find anything new.
Right, can you take a picture of this one now? I don't know if it's blurred or if you're going to manage to.
It's better.
Right.
It's a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to suggest about that, to be honest, because we don't always put things in the Facebook group. So anyway, here's the next one. Okay.
Yeah, this is better. Thank you.
Okay. Right. So everybody have a look at the text. In fact, let's particularly look at text C. Okay, remember I said estimate next measurement. I had the bullet points here. These are bullet points. There's no heading. It talks about procedures. And if you look at the first word of each of the bullet points, it's those are, what do we call them? Instruction words, right? Things that you have to do. So it's clearly showing you steps of a procedure and, you know, what to do if something doesn't happen and what to do if something does happen. And we've got some words in bold which might help us to answer the questions. So aspirate, obtained, try each of these techniques to help gain aspirate, etc. Okay, so use, if you have this kind of text, you're going to have to read a little bit the bullet points and the words and phrases in bold, okay? And then in this text, for example, we've got, just look at the first sentence. It's not obviously a heading, but it's the first sentence, so I guess that makes it a heading, okay? All right, so. Right. So look at questions 8 to 11 on the following slide. Can you guess where you will find the answers to these questions? So here we have 4 of the 7. Oh, how many are there? Yeah, 4 of the 8 questions. Okay, so let's read the first one. What type of tube should you use for patients who used nasogastric feeding for an extended period? Now, where do you think the answer might be for that question?
I think B.
Paragraph A.
Okay, so you say A, Salim. Anna says, what do you say, Anna?
I said B.
You said B. Okay, anyone else got any idea?
B.
B. Yes, B is the correct answer. So, well, it's not the answer, but it's just showing us. So what type of tube should you use? And if you remember, B was, we've got 2 types, wide bore and fine bore, okay? So, yeah, it's probably going to be in there somewhere, okay? So when you first look at these short answer questions, you should have a pretty good idea of where you're going to find the answer, okay? So that should be your first thing, which text, okay? Then write down the number of the text, go to that text, and what should you do when you go to that text now? Anybody? How do I find the answer in that text?
Quickly look at the headings.
Yes. Okay, actually before that, what do I do before I go to the text? Come on, you must know this by now. We've been doing it for many weeks. Sorry?
We should notice the keyword of in the sentence.
Yeah.
The question.
Keywords, okay, and think of synonyms possibly, okay? Good, well done, Rahele. So what are the keywords in this question?
Type of tube.
Yep. And
Extended period.
excellent, right. So now we have that information. Let's go to text B, we said, didn't we? So we have to try to remember the question, keep that in mind. Type of tube, for extended period, okay? So let's go back to B. Okay, so we have 2 types of tube. Can anyone see the answer there?
Yeah,
Yep.
fine bore.
Fine bore. So it's pretty quick to see that answer, right? And what is the answer? Oh,
Fine
sorry,
bore.
the answer is fine bore. Sorry. What's the synonym is what I meant. How
Long-term use.
long-term use is the synonym for
Extended time.
extended period, okay? So that's how you should be doing it, okay? First, which text? Second, keywords. Keep them in your mind. Go back. Try and find synonyms and underline synonyms, okay? So I'd like you to use that process for doing the next 3, okay? But I want you to write down where you will find it, okay? Keywords, and also when you find the answer, write the synonym for the keyword that you find, okay? So for example, here I would say extended period, long-term use, okay? Could you just write that down on a piece of paper so that we can talk about it afterwards, yeah? Don't need to write anything in the chat box. When you finished from 9 until 11, can you please just send me a message in the chat box, or send everyone a message and say done or finished, yeah? Otherwise I'll just go to sleep and forget about you. No, I won't really. Okay, great, off you go. Okay, don't forget when you finish, just put done in the chat box, okay? Okay, so Anna has finished. Anyone else finished? Don't forget, you don't have that long to answer these questions, so you have to try and be as quick as possible. Anyone else finished? We have another message here. Salim is done. Good. Okay, let's go through the answers. Oh, we've got quite a few people here. Other people, have you finished? Okay. Rahele is done as well. Let's have a look. Okay, so Anna, since you finished first, let's have a look at this question. What should you apply to a feeding tube to make it easier to insert? Anna, what's the answer to that?
Oh, I should just tell the answer, not the
Tell me
keyword?
the answer and then tell me the process of how you found it. Yeah.
Lubricant.
Yeah, could you give me a bit more information? I don't think that's enough.
What, I think, 1 second. I think it was, where did it go? Water-based lubricant?
Yes. I think you'd need all of that. Let me just double check. I think I've got the answer somewhere. Yes,
Yeah.
the hair water-based lubricant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. And how did you find that answer?
In the question, the keywords were apply and easy to insert.
Yes, and so that was in B, wasn't it? Text.
That was B.
And where?
It's bullet 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Lubricate the end of the tube using a water-based lubricant. Yes. Yeah, very good. And just a second. Yes, what should you apply to a feeding tube? So lubricate the end of the tube. Yeah. So that's applying, isn't it? Good. Anna, did everyone else get that answer? Or do you have any questions, anyone?
No,
Salim, you got it?
Yeah.
You got the same?
Yeah. The 10, number 10.
Do you want to do number 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me the answer.
The paragraph is the B, and it's the last bullet point in that paragraph.
Uh-huh.
Lightly secure the tube with the tape.
So what is the answer?
So this is the answer for that. What should you use to keep the tube in the place temporarily? So it's the just lightly secure the tube with the tape.
That's not the answer, though. You can't use all those words.
So with tape.
So just tape.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't write the whole thing.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So here you can see it's just tape.
Yeah.
Good though. Yeah. So everybody, I think sometimes you're getting the answers, try, for example, like with lubricant just now, it was actually water-based lubricant. So you have to kind of really look for the answers. And also, yeah, with this one, this is already lightly secure the tube is already in the question. So you can't have that part in the answer. Yeah, so just tape. And what's the paraphrase here? What's the, what are the synonyms? Anyone? Lightly secure the tube with tape. Let's go back to the question. Lightly secure the tube with tape. What's the key words and what's the synonym?
Keep the tube in place.
Is lightly secure the tube. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Good. Number 11. Rahele, do you want to do this one?
I think it's water aspiration.
What equipment should you use initially to aspirate a feeding tube?
Syringe.
Syringe. Okay, and which text?
It's mentioned in text B and A. Both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I write no? No, it's not.
Actually, I found it's maybe C.
It is C, correct.
4 aspirated with a syringe using dental suction. But
Yes.
part B mentioned water.
Sorry?
In part A mentioned to water aspiration.
Okay. But the correct answer is, it's in C, isn't it?
Yeah.
Inject 1 to 5 milliliters of air into a tube using a syringe. Is that where we found it?
I couldn't.
Yes. Initially also, right? That's a key word, like at the beginning of the process, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually say at the beginning, but it's in those steps.
In part C.
Okay, Rahele?
In part C, the writer used diagram for summarizing something that's mentioned in B and A.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And where is syringe in B? Can anyone find that for me in B? I've lost it. Anyone?
I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't know if it is mentioned here, is it?
I didn't see it.
No. Do you see what I'm doing here is I'm using scanning, right?
In part A, aspiration, the tube is incorrectly placed.
Right.
Aspiration, more time is for aspiration we use syringe. And when I look at the C, syringe.
But does it say syringe here?
Yeah.
In A? Does it say syringe?
No.
No. Okay, so it's not in A, it's not in B, it's in C.
Yeah.
That answer to that question, yeah? Yes. Okay. Right. And I guess initially was a keyword, and also aspirate and feeding tube, right? So aspirate obtained. Okay, so we've got that word here. So that's quite easy to find. And when we looked under here, this is how I was doing it. And then I found inject into a tube using a syringe. Yeah. So you would maybe look there and here, but it said initially. So this is one of the earlier steps. Okay, any questions about that? Did everyone get the right answer? Silence.
That's clear.
Good.
All good? Perfect. Right, let's do the next four. Okay, so what should you do? What's the technique? Somebody tell me.
Keywords.
Before that?
Find which text maybe.
Which text, yeah? Keywords, or both of those, it doesn't really matter.
Aspiration is the key word here.
In this one, yes.
Aspiration and unsuccessful, both can be.
I would say initial aspiration, yes. Yes, unsuccessful, but something else maybe.
The time, for how long you wait.
Yeah, how long should you wait, right? How long and wait. You know, and what might help us to find the answer here?
It's time.
Yeah.
Refer to time.
Why is that useful?
How long refer to time?
But why will it be easy to find the time?
Maybe it is a number.
Perfect. Much easier to scan for numbers, right? You know, if you go back to any one of these texts, there's no numbers in there. But, you know, you can see here, there's numbers here, there's numbers here. It's just very easy to see numbers.
10,
Okay.
30.
Sorry?
15 to 30.
You don't tell it for everyone. Yes, but very good.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Okay, that's why I quickly moved away, but you were very quick there, Raheli. So it was, in fact, wait for 15 to 30 minutes. So you see how fast it is when you're just looking for numbers, and then you quickly check, okay, aspirate. So yes, it must be before aspirating again, okay?
Can I say something?
Yes.
In my last exam in July, the time was very limited in the text part A, and I just looked for the number, percentage number.
Okay.
And I could respond to 10 questions correctly without any wasting time.
Okay, good tip there, Raheli. So if you're running out of time, look for the ones that will give you numbers. Yeah, good point. Like here, for example. Yes. Great. Good point. Thanks for that tip. I'm sure that works if you're running out of time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. So everybody, can you do 13, 14, and 15 now, please? And tell me when you're done. So same process that we did just now. Okay, let me know when you finished in the chat box. Okay, people are finished. Good. Right. So, how should you position a patient during a second attempt to obtain aspirate? Okay, so I'm going to ask somebody different. We have a few people here. Dorothy, are you there? Okay, not Dorothy then. What about May? I think some people just switch on the lesson and then go off and do something else, maybe. Anselin?
Ma'am,
Hi.
advance or withdraw the tube 1 to 2 centimeters. 13th one.
Sorry, so which, you're answering number 13.
13.
Yes, and what was your answer again? I didn't understand that.
Advance or withdraw the tube 1 to 2 centimeters.
Advance or withdraw the tube 1 to 2 centimeters. How should you position a patient? So you're putting a patient into a certain position. Okay, so how should you position a patient? Somebody else, maybe, let's see, who else do we have here? Devi? Or Anna?
Yep. That one was onto the left side.
Yes, exactly. So on turn onto left side. Let's have a look. Which
That was paragraph C.
paragraph C? Okay.
That's just on the top. Under heading, try each of these techniques.
Yes. If possible, turn child or infant onto left side. So how should you position a patient? I think it would be enough if you said on left side, or turn onto left side would be acceptable. Okay. Okay, Dorothy says she's sorry she can't speak. She's traveling, but she's here. She's here with us. Great. Hi, Dorothy. Okay. So position a patient. How should you position a patient? Turn on to left side, right? And it also talks about aspirate, which it had talked about. That was the first part, just above where we found the answer. And also logically, I think you talking about how to position a patient would logically be nearer the beginning, right? Yeah. And also we know it's text C because it's a step, it's a procedure, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so number 14. Let's have a look. What about Salim? Can you answer that?
Yeah. So it's in paragraph C, in the where to take the patient to confirm the position of the tubes to the X-ray department.
Yes.
Or for X-ray.
Yep. Okay. So what were the key words?
Actually, the numbers, as the other student she said. So I concentrated here on the numbers because the numbers are there.
Yeah.
So it was good help from her. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Raheli.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good tip there about the numbers. Yeah. So where should you take the patient to confirm? And also where, right?
Yeah.
So it's a department, it's a place.
Please, it means.
So
is here on the left side. In the the second last block. Yes, that is.
Where is it? Proceed to X-ray. Ensure reason for X-ray documented.
The pH is
here. pH not between 1 and 5.5. Okay, so you look for 5.5. And if it's more than 5.5, then you take them to X-ray, right?
Yeah.
So do we just write X-ray or X-ray department?
I would say X-ray isn't a place, so I'd say X-ray department or to the X-ray department.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how pedantic, how picky they are, Anna, but just, do it as fully as possible, okay?
But usually in this type of ambiguous answers, usually they put slash, either X-ray, that too is acceptable, or X-ray department, that too is acceptable. Usually, so
usually,
if the answer, usually, if it's a vague, if it is a vague.
I know that, yes. I'm just saying you cannot predict generally which ones. I'm just giving you a tip for the test. You're not going to be able to see the answers, obviously. So I'm just sort of suggesting that Anna, and everybody do it to their full ability, right? That's the best you can do. And I'm saying that here I think it's X-ray department because it's a place. Okay?
Yes.
Right. So let's have a look. Anseline, are you there? Geo, don't know who Geo is. That rings a bell, but not sure who that is. Okay, so we've only got a few active participants. How about Rahele? What do you want to do, number 15?
15 is a feeding pump in text D, I think.
Feeding pump in text D. Very good, Rahele. Okay, so where do we have that?
Sentence number 4.
Sentence 4. When feeding directly, feeds must be delivered continuously via a feeding pump. Exactly. The small bowel cannot hold large volumes of feed. So that's all. So we've got a key word here. What's the key word?
Small bowel and device.
Yes. And small bowel is a good key word because that's often, it's probably not going to be paraphrased, right? You can't really paraphrase this kind of thing. So you can look directly for that. And device, yeah?
Yes.
And the device is a feeding tube, okay? So make sure that your answer fits with the question. The question is what device, okay? Feeding tube, like the one before, where, okay? I think not, X-ray is probably not enough. X-ray department, that's a place, yeah? Okay. Okay, any questions about this? No?
No.
No, actually here they do say just X-ray, so they've got department in brackets, so you could just have X-ray to X-ray. Okay. But we don't always have the luxury of having the answers, and you certainly won't in the test, will you? Okay. So listening, part A. Now we're going to focus on the structured notes. Okay. So we're going to skim the structured notes so you can try to remember as much as you can. How long do you have? How long do you have? Preparation time.
I think 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, no. For part A, listening, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Oh, yeah.
You do a different test. That's a much better test. Okay. Yes. So if possible, guess also. So you're skimming it, skimming the structured notes very quickly, obviously, right? So you need to also, for listening, you need to practice skimming skills, right? Reading quickly. So this, you have to use this preparation time really, really well. You have to skim the notes, try to remember as much information as you can, and try to guess which words will go into each of the gaps, okay? Right, and for this exercise today, I'm going to get you later to write a short summary of the case notes in the chat box from what you remember. Obviously, you're not going to do that in the exam. We're just kind of practicing the skill of skimming. I'm going to give you 30 seconds and remembering as much information as you can, okay? Okay, so now can you all see it? Everyone apart from Salim. Can you see it, Salim? Can everyone see it? Rahele is nodding. Okay, no one else is speaking to me. Thank you, Rahele. Okay, so I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Don't write anything. Okay, starting from now. Stop. Trying to go somewhere else. There we go. Okay, so I'd like you now to write some notes in the chat box. Only notes. You don't have to write perfect sentences. What information do you remember? Okay, and please don't press enter until you've written all the information. Yeah? We don't want other people to see.
You want the answers which we give in the
No, I just want you to try to remember what is it all about? What's this listening going to be about?
The previous listening, right?
You remember I showed you?
Yeah, exactly.
I showed you those notes. You've got to try and remember. Because
as I told you, I cannot couldn't read the screen. So is it
sorry,
the last,
I can't.
Is it the, just I want to make sure, is it the last week listening?
Nope, it's a different one. Yeah.
Oh.
I think you have to do something about that, Salim. I'm not sure what to suggest, but other people can read it.
If you put on the Facebook, it will be easier for me to
Yeah,
download.
but I don't do that every time. I don't do that for absolutely everything, I'm afraid.
So maybe the previous one, or if previous one is there, I can take it from the Facebook group.
Okay, but anyway, yeah. I don't know what to suggest about this one because, yeah. Everyone else, so are you writing some information? Don't press enter yet, okay? Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, so some of you have got good memories. I haven't, that's for sure. Okay, so we have yes, so Rahele said the first person here, it's about a patient who has knee pain that was caused in the workplace. Yes, good. Can anyone add anything to that? Just from your notes or from your memories? Dorothy's written something that's quite detailed. She said a consultation whereby a patient is describing the situation. First, the patient's name, doctor's opinion, what can be done, and if there's something about taking the patient for further examination. Yeah, okay, so pretty good. Anyone get anything else that we haven't mentioned? Nope. Okay, so let's go back to the oh, 1 second. Right, so Salim, if you can't see it, then you're just going to have to maybe just make some notes on what you hear, I guess. I don't know. Okay, he's not here anyway. Right,
yeah,
yes. Okay, right, everybody. So we're going to start the listening. I want you to write down what you hear and which words would go into the gaps, okay?
But if you would please kindly zoom in a little bit, I can read it clearly.
Okay, I can't because, okay.
Try, please.
Just 1 second, Salim. Okay. So everyone else, can you see what is on here right now? Sorry, yes? Yeah, okay. Right, can you take a picture of this, please, Salim?
Yeah.
Right now, if you could be quite quick, that would be great.
It's quite clear now.
Right, okay, and now I'm going to give you the next part. Okay, so can you take a picture of that part, please?
Yeah, taken.
Right, now I'm going to make it smaller for everyone else. Okay, right.
4. You hear a GP talking to a new patient called Mike Royce. For questions 13 to 24, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
No, you don't.
Very tender.
Oh.
Perhaps you'd like... Hello? Coming in. You must be Mr. Royce. I understand that you've just signed up with the practice.
Yeah, that's right, Mike Royce. I've joined this practice because my previous GP retired and he suggested I come here.
Right, and I understand you've got an ongoing medical condition you're worried about? Perhaps you'd like to start by telling me about that. How did it start?
Well, I suppose it started out as a really strong pain in my left knee. And I think it's called the medial meniscus. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Mm-hmm. It came on whenever I tried to bend the knee more than normal. Then I tripped while climbing some stairs at work, and that seemed to make things worse. I started to get these very tender bumps all over the back of the knee.
Right.
They were very painful, even just lightly touching them. The doctor called them trigger points.
Yeah, that's right. They're called that because pain frequently radiates out from them when touched. And how did that affect you day to day?
Well, I went back to work after a week or so, but I was still having knee problems. I couldn't really squat properly or climb ladders. That's important in my job. I'm a painter, you know, and I'm always having to get into awkward positions. Anyway, I kept going back to my old GP explaining that I still had severe pain whenever I tried to bend my knee. He gave me all these exercises to do, and I tried doing them. I really did. I made sure I did gentle stretches before I did anything more energetic, everything really. I tried resting like he told me. I used ice packs when it got sore, but nothing really worked.
Right, I see.
But then the doctor decided I might be suffering from tendinitis. So he sent me for some rehab work in the hospital. That actually did seem to work, at least at first.
But I'm guessing not for long.
Right. The problem came back. I kept telling the doctor that my knee still wasn't healed, but it was actually my physiotherapist in the hospital rather than my old GP who noticed